Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lights Out League Racing. And you may have noticed there's a few new names on the screen, and I'm delighted to tell you that we're playing host to the North American Virtual Formula League, and it's season 14, race 2 in Marina Bay, in a very, very wet Marina Bay. I think it's going to be a complete wet washout. It's going to be wetter than Stevie Wonder's toilet seat. And we had a fantastic turnout of 20 drivers, after 22 on grid. Format for today will be full qualifying and a 100% race. And in the wet, it's going to be an exciting one, no doubt. This is my first time hosting the fantastic lads on the grid. And I'll be interested to see who will end out on top. It's such a difficult circuit, one of many street circuits now on the calendar, and to be honest, it's one of my favourite circuits. I absolutely love racing here on the streets of Marina Bay, and in the wet as well. I think it's such a great circuit in the wet. It's very technical, high downforce, and I understand it's going to be a mixed grid. Those that haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel as we're getting underway with the first hot lap. With it being a wet qualifying, we're not going to get the full slick expected pole time, but we will catch some action as Lil Squid will be the first one to go around, and we'll jump on a hot lap and join them as they teeter around down the start-finish straight, down to turn 1, the Benjamin Shears bridge, just above him, round turns 2 and 3, the S-curves, normally creeping around about 90 km/h, but absolutely failing that corner and losing traction, going along Republic Boulevard, it's approaching turn 5, breaking down to what will be 145 km/h down the straight line mode section now. I haven't raced actually much on this circuit since the game update. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a little bit slower than what it was in F125. Around turn 8, one of the slowest corners on the circuit, that and turn 13. Open up the throttle as much as you can. Down Padang. And down St Andrews Road, we're approaching turn 10, the Singapore Sling. And this is a very scruffy lap, just trying to dial in and lose the first. It's going to be 4 drivers with this grid layout. Straight on mode again. Over the Esplanade Bridge. An overtaking opportunity at turn 14. There's quite a few overtaking opportunities. We'll see how this fares in the wet conditions. Holy late. Good evening, Theo. Hope you're looking forward to seeing a little bit different action today. For me, it'll be interesting to see a full quali and 100% race. It's going to be a slog, but I've got my neck lube. Little Squig on provisional pole with a 148 flat. I think that is going to be beaten, most definitely. And gets immediately jumped by Mandela, the G Mandela, and B Mac going above that by 3/10 with a 46.5. Theo saying he's not sure he'll be able to stay up for this. If you can, I can. We'll do it together, my friend. Hand in hand. 1 or 2 more crossing the line, starting their first flying lap, and of course on Inters. Failed that lap out. On Inters you can do several laps. You might even want to do a warm-up lap as CT Boy goes P4. Time's just dying in. I'm an hour behind. Oh yeah, you're in Sweden, aren't you? 1 or 2 drivers going out on wets. The wets, it's definitely not wets. Wets are absolutely useless. It's definitely Inter's track. Flop lag flopping down in P8 like a saggy fish. Shimmy in P5 with Hood Kool-Aid Man. I'm going to call him Hood. It's a mouthful. Flo going in P9 in the Aston. Ghost Pants. Does that mean they're invisible? Does that mean he's actually running around naked with his giblets hanging out? Just starting a hot lap as Brohas. 46.1. The track temperature just heating up. Did it on wets as well, so quite interesting to see him go a little bit quicker on those tyres after I just slated them. Theo's going to get some sleep, so he's wishing everyone a good one. I wish you a good sleep, my friend, and I hope to see you on Wednesday. Granny. I wonder if he races like a granny in the Audi. Times will be dropping every second. Let's see who's next to cross the line, and who's on a lap maybe. A little squig doing a warm down, going again. Into the pits as well. So it's quite interesting that a lot of drivers doing one run when you can do several. Just fuel your car up a little bit more. Yeah, you can do several laps on the Inters, so it's a bit of a waste of time going in and out of the pits. There's Hood doing a second lap then, and a 45.7, first one into the 45s. We've got an Aston coming round. It's not Billy, it's Flo going across the line again, but it's invalidated. Did improve. Getting out of the way there, the Visa Carb on the Ferrari. It's Brohas. Looks like he's going to improve. He does. 45.7. Oh, 8 thousandths between the front two. It's tighter than a nun's vagina as it stands. As Billy Ho gets himself on to P3. This, of course, is to get into quali 2. 10 minutes to go. Mandela. My G Mandela. 45.6. So, yeah, these times are improving. You want to save yourself some sets of intermediates. I'm predicting it's going to be a wet throughout. As Giles and Clapjack goes up to the top step for now. Jazzman in the Mercedes stays in the position. Not the best of laps from him. Let's keep an eye on Oakflower then, see how they get on their first flying lap, or timed flying lap. There's a car just ahead. Mercedes needs to get out of the way. Oh, and completely misses his braking point and comes flying out. Oh. Oakflower's disqualified. That's him done then. And B-Mac reckons his time is good enough to get through. So 2 already retired from this session. Still a long time to go. That was Clapjack, 10th and a half up currently. And across the Anderson Bridge, round turn 13, left hairpin. Straight line mode isn't active, of course, in these conditions, and has lost about 3/10, so I don't think they're going to improve into the pits for the Alpine. Let's keep an eye on Giles. If they're going to improve. Looks like they're on a hot lap. Come around the final couple of corners. You can see the Singapore Flyer, the big Ferris wheel, and gets 45.2. So yeah, the best course of action is stay on the track. Just keep doing some laps. Save yourself some tyres for the rest of the session. Those that are jumping in and out, it's a waste of time. This will be an improvement here for the Mercedes. Goes above his teammate to P12. That's good enough to get him through for now. Cut-off time. The drivers at the bottom need to set some times here. Matt attacking. McLaren goes up to P7. Matt Attack understands a constructors merchant. An absolute whore that seems to latch on to the winners and has got himself 5 constructors titles. I've got 1 or 2 of them in the Lights Out League Racing League. I'm looking at you, Keezer Geezer. But we are, of course, with the NAVFL for today. And this, I'm very excited. I'm very excited because a lot of these drivers are pretty new to me. And the guy that won the race last week is not with us, Squirrel. Unless his name is different. I can have a quick look and refresh. If any of the any VFL drivers are on the stream while racing, it's a very good skill to do both. Do let me know, but I will have a quick look and see. Where is the grid? There we go. So yeah, Squirrel is not with us today, and neither is his teammate. I think we've got a reserve in the Williams. So yes, Squirrel most definitely will get jumped at the top of the standings after the Interlagos race last week. At the moment, Shimmy's looking the most racy, and in the 44s, a good 4 tenths ahead of Clapjack. As I said, it's the bottom 4 drivers. I think BMAC thinks he's pretty much safe. He says that he's going to be at the top of the standings at the moment, and he is by a 10th. And it's going to be a bit congested at the end of this qualifying session. It's whoever's on the track at the last moment is going to be the one that profits the most. CT boy, do another lap. I've got hiccups. I need a drink in my neck fluid. I bought some cans of Guinness. I don't normally have cans. I never really have it at home, but I got swayed. Lost a rear traction coming out turn 17. It was 3 tenths up though, Granny, and messed that corner up. Lost plenty of time there. Still half a second up on the previous lap, but up to P12. Granny needs a new Zimmer frame. Need to put on some intermediates. The wets aren't the best tyre. So the Haas now at the top of the standings in the 43s. You can see these times. Driver's confidence going up every single lap. So on a new lap here. So we've got Mercedes crossing the line, and Jazzman up 1 place ahead of Ghost Pants. The naked assassin showing off his winky. Says into the pits. Red Bull next, I believe. Little Squid's on an outlap to doing another run. Have we got anyone coming on a lap? Outlap for Jowls as well. Everyone's coming out quite early here, especially if you're just doing a 1 run. I'm quite interested in this qualifying strategy. CT Boy definitely going to improve here on the 149s by a good 3 seconds or so. 147 flat up to P13 then. I think they're reasonably happy with that. Granny slightly up on the time, just under a 10th. As Brohas retires. And into the pits then. So that's going to be the Audi done. I think they're safe. Matty, the only one not to do a lap yet, and they're being quite risky here, leaving it to the last minute. It's up here for Hood. And he get himself into the 44s, even to the 43s. 44.5. So the Hasapavanthium, the class above the rest at the moment. Flo gaining a couple of places. P14 trying to avoid that drop zone. I think that will be good enough. There needs to be big laps from Floplag, who's actually not going to come out in time. It's going to be tight, I think. Still in the pits, and there's no movement. I think it's a bit late call, so it looks like Floplag will be. And Ghost Pants as well. Both will be knocked out in Quali 1. So all eyes will be on Matty Ice. Coming round. It's very tentative round turn 10. You want to throw your car in. You want to trust the grip. I know the wet conditions are make you a bit more tentative, but you've got it's all or nothing for Matty. Like, he's out if he doesn't set a lap. He's probably got time to do another one, but he would have used a lot of his battery. Turn 14 is a tricky one. If you go too deep, just slightly crossing that white line, you get invalidated. Absolute pain. Pain of a corner. On the final couple of corners here, it's not looking like the fastest lap here. Just needs to get a better than a 48.2. Oh, loses the rear end. It's going to be tight. Oh, and he's going to be missing out by, what's that, 700ths? Oh. No. Even more than that. I don't think he's got enough in the tank to do another lap. Totally messed up his final couple of corners. Ghost Pants is coming out, but he's left it too late. Approaching turn 16 now with 12 seconds. Oh, it's going to be tight. Nah, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. That's him done. Floplag is out. Matty Ice is out, and Ghost Pants is out. Misses out by about 5 seconds. So one or two more on lap invalidation from Squig. And Giles maybe looking for bragging rights, and he does. 43.5. And that looks like it concludes Quali 1. Matty is down a 10th, so still needs to find 7 tenths, which I don't think he would have found. Still got a couple corners to go. He's 4 tenths down, yep, not improving at all. So we have lost the bottom 4 drivers. I always hate this part of the game. We have to wait for a driver to get back in the pits, especially when we know they're not on a lap. They should be able to select something to just end. It validates at the end anyway. Oh, what? Oh, what? What? Oh, Matty's just made it! How's he just done that? Well, there's your grid. Giles on pole at Q1 pole. I'm used to doing short quali. So these are your drivers that are through. Jazzman, Ghost Pants, Floplager and Oakflower. All the ones knocked out. And we go into quali 2. And it's still raining. And it's probably from the tears from those bottom 4. Those that are watching, who are your favourites to get through? There is 1 or 2 drivers that did 1 or 2 less laps than they would normally do. And just settled for the time that they did on the first run, saved themselves some tyres. Of course, it's going to be wet all the way through, so the more tyres you save for the race, the better. It gives you more strategy calls. Especially on this circuit, there's a very high chance of safety cars. So you've got to be reactive on any moment. Mandela had a very good first session. And will they rise up and get themselves into the top 10 shootout? And a bit of a mare today. Normally get myself all set, I have my routine, and it's a Monday night. Normally we go live on a Wednesday, and we're a little bit later than usual. As I say, we've got the delight to host a Smashing League, and those that may be interested in potentially joining, please drop a message in the chat and I'll forward you on. As I mentioned earlier, Singapore's one of my favourite circuits. Bandit races are Wednesdays. I'm just doing a little bit of moonlighting. Literally, the moon staring me in the face, and it's not a bum. And just checking out some other areas of the world, as we'll do a hot lap with Mandela, see if it's going to be a little bit better than the first one. Mandela then run down to turn 1 and it goes wide as possible, and what the hell was that? How is that not even validated? Well, that was reckless. Let's jump on with the Hat, who's stuck in the dirty area, is probably compromised by the Alpine, but we'll follow him through. As we go down the quickest part of the circuit to turn 7, the tight 90-degree left-hander. The Alpine's gone deep. It's probably best to get out of the way. His own lap is compromised here. Turn 8, turn 9 of Padang opens out onto St Andrews Road. It's always a tricky one, really, with when you're following. The Alpine does get out of the way eventually. You can see the conditions are very difficult. One touch of the curb and you could end up into the wall, lose your wing, or even worse, across Esplanade Bridge, across the Singapore River, approaching turn 14, where it almost touches turn 8 on the race map. And Raffles Avenue is, of course, really profiled. I did like the old layout, you know, where you went under the bridge and stuff. It was, it rewarded those that had really, really tight setups, and very good overtaking opportunities, which, yeah, I mean, I miss that, but it does, this layout does give more overtaking opportunities with the straight line mode. Pavanthium continues their speed they showed in Quali 1 with a 43.7 straight out the bat. Time's dropping in now with Shimmy getting jumped by Hood. Ferrari of Clapjack in P4 with a yellow flag. I think it's just a car getting out of the way as Aston Martin's going to cross the line and start their flying lap. Let's keep an eye on Matty, who actually pulled it out of the bag, surprised me. They were well down in the first couple of sectors, and then that final sector must have nailed that final couple of corners and crawled himself into Quali 2. Round turns 18 and 19. Across the line goes P8 with a 47.5. Better lap again than quali 1. There's Billy just starting there. Final lap. Let's keep an eye on Flo then. The first run of this session. I wonder if anyone was actually listening and maybe just staying out and doing a few laps. I'm pretty sure one or two may use an old set just to dial in a lap, get a banker lap in. I don't think it sets the time, 43 flat. Ooh. Potentially we're going to be looking at mid to low 42s when we go into quali 3. Mandela goes to P7. Keep an eye on Flo as they come to turns 16 and 17. You're going to get a good rotation into the first corner. Compromise your entry. Prioritise your exit. Goes flat out. Not in these conditions. You do have to slightly let off. Oh, Granny. Granny needs to go to Specsavers. Going to get a grid penalty, so they'll be pushing for as high quality as possible. Says who had a quick lap, got as fast as second sector. They want to potentially challenge the Haas. Shimmy still 0.8 off, but the only other one into the 143s. I reckon Says will be there and thereabouts. 43.1. Just over a 10th behind, but it is only to get through. Top 10 drivers, as you're well aware. Let's keep an eye on Brohas, actually. Brohas, runner-up last season. In season 13, just missed out on that championship. I got awarded the most improved driver. Can he improve even further this season? Didn't show their full potential in the first session of qualifying. Just got themselves a banker lap, saved themselves some tyres. Well, it's 12:30 here in the UK. It's about 7:30 in America, where these guys are racing. And I'm a night owl anyway. I'll be up and awake. I'd probably be real loss of the rear end and oversteer from the Ferrari coming round turns 11 and 12. It is tricky conditions. You see the drivers pushing, but I think you have to be very, very light on the throttle. You see Brohas is trying to get that banker lap in once again. Cut off, I think, will be in the 44s, maybe low 44, mid 44s. As we see, Hood got to P7. Brohas got to P4 with a 43.6. Mat attack. Yeah, you see, drivers they just can't trust the cars. This slick surface known to be very, very slippery. Got better exit out of the hairpin than Brohas did. Under sector 2 with a 14.1. Fastest middle sector, so this potentially could be a decent time. He want to get into the 43s to guarantee a top 10. And goes into provisional P1 with a 42.7. Cracking time for the McLaren. I think one or two drivers will be looking at that time with very much interest. Invalidation from the squig. Rojas. Surely not on another hot lap. I'd be surprised. Potentially able to. It's looking good, you know. And goes up to P3, 43.1. So able to get a couple of laps out that battery. Billy's coming around, not on a hot lap yet, but we'll be going again. Let's keep an eye on Mandela. Needs to get themselves into the 43s. It's going to be very tight. Around the final couple of corners. Crosses the line. And it's not an improvement, down by almost a tenth and a half. Let's keep an eye on Giles. Currently navigating Padang corner. Oh, almost drifts into the wall. How did you avoid that? Tiptoeing through the middle sector. Very technical part of the circuit. But also very much enjoyable, especially when you're quicker than the driver ahead of you. Oh, into the wall! Good evening, Jack Daniels. Fastest middle sector. It's Tuesday, innit? Well, technically Tuesday, innit? It is. I'm calling it Monday night because I haven't slept. Giles currently with the bragging rights. Will they drive with their elbows out? Brohas going even higher up to P2. Just maximising the life of these tyres as Giles goes to P6 in the Visa carb. Granny coming through the hairpin. Can they keep their teeth in? Oh, look at... Who was that behind? Who was that behind? Was that Mandela again? Granny's not the quickest of laps as of yet. Goes deep. Game's lucky not to invalidate. Maybe it's not on strict. It's very wide as well. Lucky to keep it within white lines, and it's not the best of times for Granny. 45.1. It was very scrappy, that lap. It made me wince once or twice. Almost half a second up here. Clapjack. I wonder if he's got the clap. They'll be clapping in a minute and he crosses the line if he gets himself even deeper into the top 10. Goes up to P5. Ferrari's looking very strong. 43.3. Matty found half a second and Matt attacks the grid. 42.4. First one into the 42s. I think he stuck some fresh inters on, and the temperature of this track is hotting up with less than a minute to go. It's now or never. We're in Amazon series. All or nothing, I mean. All or nothing. I've messed it up again. Right. There's a Haas next across the line. Pavanthium crosses the line. Does not improve, but has time to go again. Brohas has called it a day. Thinks he's safe. I think he is. I do believe in fairies. I do. Almost a second here for the Mercedes. This could be a time and a half. Found a second and a tenth. But still P14. Want to drive jumped into the pits. Validation for Hood, who's not going to make it through. And quali 2 is over. Matthias will not make it out, so he is out. Let's Keep an eye on Clapjack, who looks comfortable in P5, I think. Should be able to make it through with the 3 drivers out. Granny has not made it. Granny's found the coffin. Clapjack stays Clapjack P5. Claptrap. Matthias then, yep, that's him done. Flo is out. Next we've got a Mercedes. Matt Attack into the pits. It's all eyes on BMAC really, and BMAC, this will be a big surprise if he gets knocked out. CT Boy as well behind, but yeah, all eyes on BMAC. The current championship holder, winner of season 13, both drivers and constructors, could be knocked out. It's only found as 10th and a half. It's going to be very tight. Needs to find more. Squig's on a lap still as well, although I think Squig's gone into the pits. Crosses the line. It should be enough. Only just P9 for BMAC. We'll have to get the VMAC out. Give him a good wax to shave off some of that hair. Get him go faster. And see, it's TT Boy in the pits then. So G Mandela, the one that's just safe by under 2/10. Math Attack, one to watch then, with a good 6/10 advantage over Brohas. But the quickest lap doesn't mean everything in Quali 2. It's what you do in Quali 3. Jazzman from Quali 1 says it was 10th and a half to P16, but the track is slippery and there's loads more time to find if you're brave enough. I'm pretty much reiterating what I did say. The track was very difficult, but you've got to throw your car in. You've got to risk it all. If you don't, you're going to be slow. And if you do risk it all, make a mistake, you hit the wall, you're in a similar position. You might as well just try it. Matt Attack then at the front. Brohas Pavanthium says, Clapjack, Billy Ho! Shimmy, Giles, BMAC and G Mandela then all into the top 10 shootout with Squig, Hood, Granny, CT Boy, Matt and Flo all missing out. Triple American evacuation from the grid. Get out, Jamie. Get out. David says he misses the old layout of this track. Yeah, I do. I'd like them to have. Well, actually, I'm going to let's raid Catamies. Get them to speak to the developers. They should have like different layouts, so you can choose different layouts. The reverse tracks can be fun, but I think having different era track layouts. Imagine doing like the Spa track with the 14-kilometre one. Oh, that'd be intense. Oh, I'd love that. Oh, I've dropped my coaster. Oh, it ain't. Oh, Guinness out the can is not the same. I haven't even got a pint glass, so I can't even tip it all in one glass. I have to. Ah, blasphemy poor. No. Everyone having a little tinker just before coming out the pits, but we're going to see, I think, a couple of runs. We're going to have the more runs than after having a Vindaloo. We're going to see, I think, pretty much all 10 drivers on the grid doing a couple of laps on these tyres, and then a big hot lap. Whoa, that Ferrari took their eye off the ball. Nearly wasted a lap. Clapjack. I'm going to call him Claptrap. I can't avoid him. Are you Jack Black in disguise? That film was actually quite tough, those that saw it. It wasn't the best. Right, those watching, let's have a punt. Who's going to be on pole? Squirrel was on pole for Interlagos last week. Well, of course, he's not here, so we're going to have a new pole sitter. Someone's going to get their first pole of the season. Who will it be? I'm going to go. Now, do we reckon B-Max sandbagging? Or do we reckon... I'm going to go Matt Attack. I'm going to go Matt Attack. Right, let's do a proper hot lap, because the other ones have been raided by poor driving and difficult conditions. Go as far wide as possible. These drivers are testing those corners there. It must be on strict corner cutting. Approaching turn 5, go as far left as possible as you dare without invalidating. Touch the apex, foot on the throttle. Down Raffles Boulevard, fastest part of the circuit, as I said previously. Hard braking zone at turn 7. Hit the apex, avoid going deep and losing time, hitting the curb. 90-degree right-hander of turn 8, Stamford corner. Left-hander of Padang onto St Andrews Road. You want to get a good exit out of this corner. And as I said, each session, throw the car in here, turn 10. Just do it. Let off the throttle. Don't need to brake. Weave your way through the S-bends, crossing the Anderson Bridge. What a nice bridge. Hard left-hander, full rotation, full lock, foot down to cross the Singapore River to end sector 2 at turn 14, 14-1. Semi-decent sector. Avoid going deep. Don't cross that white line, you will invalidate your lap. Hug the left hand of turn 15, if you can call it a corner. Goes far left, compromise the entry to turn 16 to open up the corner. Goes far wide, not the best exit out of the corner. You can go as far wide. Foot to the floor, end of the lap, bit squirty, so it's 42.8. So it's not as quick as Mattman. Sorry, Mattman. How are the lads? Not as quick as Matt Attack as the times are dropping in. So says currently P2 Shimmy ahead of Clapjack and G Mandela. BMAC currently P7 as Brohas then on provisional pole with a 42.6. What can Matt Attack do? And he does go 42.2. He's got a 4/10 advantage. First blow to the McLaren as predicted. Billy Ho out of sync. Now, I think there's enough time to do another run on these tyres. And then it's a dive into the pits for a fresh set to go for that hot lap. Round 13 here for the Haas. Front wing opens on straight line mode. The rear wings does not in these conditions. Would like to see the straight. I would like to see not a wet race. It makes overtaking a little bit more difficult. So again, can go a little more deep. No, the Haas going in then. So only doing the one lap. Says only doing the one lap. So it looks like the strategy is to do the one, although Mandela's doing another one. Good lad. And goes up to P4 then. So yeah, it's what I would do. I don't know what you're doing though. Claptrap's gone nuts. You can't park there. You can't park there. And that's a wasted lap there. So well. Matt just doing that one lap, and it was a flyer. We've got Billy then up to P6. Quite a spread of constructors here. You've got 2 McLarens and 2 Ferraris, but then the rest are individual runners. So there'll be no chance for any team orders and slipstreams. It's pretty unlikely with the pace split that we're going to get any of that. Down BMAC. Down as well, Mandela. Can shimmy themselves higher than P4. Clatters the rear tyre against the wall though. That will cost them some time if they are on a hot lap. Squirrely out turn 14. Will we see anyone make it into the 141s? That was very deep. Stewards, did you see that? Mandela down on time. Does not improve on that one. Billy Ho very, very deep at 13. That would have cost him a good chunk of time. But let's keep an eye on BMAC, who's done another lap, but only P7. So I'd safely say that this probably isn't one of his best tracks, or probably these conditions. Singapore and rain mixed together equals for most drivers. Billy down a chunk of time, so going again. Not going to have enough time to go on some fresh tyres, so this is going to be potentially their last lap. A handful of drivers, including the top 3, all coming out for their final run. Fresh rubber. Track temperature increased from the start of the session. Will we see anyone challenge for Matt's current provisional pole? Oh, weird line to start the lap. Compromises start coming out the final corner. Good line through the S-bends. I've noticed a lot of drivers not necessarily testing the track limits here. That was good. But again, yeah, very tentative coming around turn 5. Yeah, you want to go as wide as possible on these exits. Oh, yeah, these track limits are being tested here. It means you can carry more speed through the corner. So a lot of drivers are tiptoeing round. As you see the Audi get out of the way. Very nice. Thank you, Shimmy. These are carbs. Such a sexy livery. One of my favourite on the grid. Good line. Good smooth rotation of the wheel. 4 jows. Quickest in. Q1. Good. Line through 14. Now this is an integral part. Get a good exit out of 17. You want to go as wide and close to the wall as possible. That's why it's got a little indent. Again, very... Oh! Good save. Well, that would have cost them a couple of tenths. And goes up to the second row. P4 with a 42.8. As Brohas, provisional pole, 42.225. 700ths ahead of Matt Attack. He's being challenged now. As Sez goes behind his teammate. Currently P3. Shimmy's doing his hot lap. Let's see what BMAC can do. Can he VMAC his top lip? He's gone. It's not a quick lap. He's going again. Let's keep an eye on Preventium, 10th and a half up. This needs to be a cracking final sector. 2.5 tenths gains, but it's only gained time, not position. Let's keep an eye on Matt Attack, who's not on a hot lap, but who's going to go again. Just made it over the line. Claptrap crosses the line just in time for his final lap. I think Mandela's going to miss out again. Does this guy know race strategy? Not a great time from Billy Ho. So Billy Ho is out of there, and the highest he will start is P6. So we've got the Visa card with Giles again. It's got to be times. He's got to find at least another 3 tenths to gain a position here. It's looking okay. Needs a good exit. That's a better. Oh, managed to just avoid that indent in the wall. Crosses the line. Can he improve from P5 up to the second row? P4, 42.5. Brohas is done. He's out there. Alpine of Mandela. What was that? Says crosses the line. Slightly improved. He's improved slightly to 42 flat. Onto provisional pole. As Shimmy goes onto the second row, P4. Round comes BMAC. Crosses the line. Does not improve from P9. Same where he qualified in Quali 2. There's some time found here from Preventium. Goes on to row 2 into P3. All eyes on Matt, who's slightly down. But the timer might be lying. It's looking a good lap. Throws his car. Does not improve. But Claptrap is. His rear end stepped out. He only has P8. And that says on pole. I did not predict that, McLaren. I thought it would be the other one. But big up to Says. The Turkish driver on pole with a 42 flat in the rain. Not a bad shout. Brohas joins him on the front row, 2 tenths behind, just ahead of Preventium and Matt Attack on row 2. Shimmy and Giles 5th and 6th with Billy Ho, and Claptrap 7th and 8th with Mandela, and then BMAC ending out in P10. Now, yeah, my eyes will be watching the Italian. Expectations are with the championship holder. It's wet again. Those that know, it's wetter than Harvey Price's chin. If you know, you know. Right. Now this is the moment. We're having a couple of minutes while drivers sort out their setups, sort out their fuel loads, get themselves a good toilet break, get themselves a refreshment. We will be underway with a 100% wet race, which in my prediction is going to be a good hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes long. I'm crazy, man. How am I going to do that, man? I'm a night owl. I told you. I'm a night owl. But yeah, those in the chat, let me know who's going to be your podium sitters, who's going to be your race winner. Bandit says it's going to be chaos. That first sector is going to be very, very difficult. It's very tight through turns 1 to 3. And then that run down to turn 7. Are there going to be those that can be quite brave, quite aggressive on the inside? Or are we going to see a lot of respect? There's not a lot of room to leave each other that much space. If you think going through corners like turns 8 and 9, and then you get to the sections around the double bridge, it's quite It's gonna be an eyeful, especially lap 1, and until everyone calms down a little. Bandit's expecting a safety car within the first few laps. This track, it's got an 83% chance of a full safety car's come out, 33% chance of a VSC. It's known pretty much to have a safety car every single race in real life F1, so I'm going to put a little bit of dollar on this. I'm going to put a little bit of dollar on the fact that a safety car will come out in these conditions as well. You see the drivers pushing in qualifying, 1 or 2 just escaping the wall, but trying to keep their concentration for a 100% race. Oh, yeah. So I think my podium sitters, my race winner is going to be, I'm going to go, and I think the driver that was probably the most consistent through all 3 qualies probably would be Pavanthium. So I'm going to go Pavanthium to take the win. I'm going to go Matt Attack P2, and I'm going to go double McLaren on the podium. Matt Attack, and then says MP3. I think, but it's so hard though. I think Bandit agrees. All right, no pressure on Pavanthium. You've got your fan club now. It's so. The thing is we could do these predictions, but so much can happen. Not just in Singapore, but with it being 100%. That's what I said. Matt Attack P2. I said Pavanthium, Matt Attack, and says for the top 3. Great minds think alike, Bandit. Now, for my fellow admin, I do have to say, those that are watching, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, whatever, and you'll see more action. And well, we're having a slight break. I'll introduce those that haven't seen Lights Out League Racing. We race every Wednesday. We've got 2 divisions. Division 1 race at 7:30 UK, followed by Division 2 at 9 PM UK. We're back again. Back again this week for the race at Suzuka, and the season is hotting up as we approach race 5. So those are interested, tune in. But we're back to the action here with North American Virtual Formula League. Oh, it's a mouthful. That's what she said. Oh, gobble, gobble. Bandit's missing this week in Japan. I find Japan hit and miss for me. Like, I like the circuit. It's such a traditional circuit. It's just so temperamental. We're on. We're doing a formation lap. So drivers are underway, and we'll have a look at everyone's strategy. Of course, they're all on inters. It is a wet race, and I'm glad that no one has started on the intermediates, on the wet tyres. It's just an absolute waste of a tyre. There's a like Singapore. It's been on the calendar since 2008, and the first to be held under the lights at night. And now, of course, on the calendar we've got 6 races held in the darkness, including Qatar, Bahrain, Sakir, Jeddah and Vegas. You can see drivers round. Tracks well lit up with 1,600 custom-made spotlights. God, imagine if it's like fairy lights. One of them breaks and they all go out. Oh, Be absolute madness, be chaos, like Bandit says. It used to be a really bumpy circuit, very difficult to keep it out of the walls, and they did resurface a lot of it, which makes the track, as aforementioned, really slippery. They had to remove the chicane to the now turn 10 Singapore Sling, as it was too quick and there was too many accidents. Bandit mentions about Malaysia returning. Oh, I do love Malaysia. You always miss. You don't realise you miss them until they're gone. I do miss Malaysia. Mainly because I used to have a Malaysian girlfriend, so big up the Malaysians. She went. Singapore Marina Bay is a 4.9 kilometre anti-clockwise circuit, 19 corners, 12 to the left, 7 to the right, with 5 straight line mode sections, which are not going to be as effective in these conditions. As mentioned, it's an 83% chance of a safety car and 33% chance of a VSC. Amazon says it's a one-stopper. I think we'll be doing more than that, but you don't want to go in too often, as it's 29-second pit stop or so. Says it's on pole with Brohas alongside Pavanthia and Matt on row 2, with Shimmy and Giles just behind. Billy Ho and Clapjack just behind, with Mandela and B-Mac round off the top 10. Squig and Hood in row 6 with T-Boy and Matt E just behind. Flo and Grey T 15th and 16th. Some invalidations with Granny and Oakflower at the back. Says at the front it's 178 metre from rundown from pole to turn 1 braking point. We're waiting for the lights here in Marina Bay. It's 5 lights. Oh, it's a drive-through already. There's many of them. It's lights out and away we go. And that's an absolute Italian hand gesture. If you know, you know. You're getting a double one. But Says is compromised on the outside, gets forced off the track, but the position is given back by the Ferrari of Brohas. Oakflower and Ghost Pants. Ghost Pants himself for a drive-through. Clown move. Brohas has got himself into the lead of the race through the first couple of corners as we go down on the run down to turn 6, where Says is going just behind in the slipstream, looking on the inside. Is he going to be brave late on the braking? No, he's going to slot behind and wait another day. Big gain from Oakflower, then up to P15, but he will be going in the pits as Giles, back with those bragging rights, gets squeezed out by the McLaren of Matak. Loads of room left for the Audi as well. Granny up 5 places. Granny's on a fast mobility scooter up to P13. Let's see as everyone settles. You see the Alpine on the inside of B-Mac. B-Mac left in room. Is very tricky and very good driving from both the Alpine and the Cadillac. Very easy to end up in the wall through this middle sector. Everyone within overtake mode. Although, is overtake mode active in the wet? Please let me know. I'm playing Active Blind doing. CT Boy. Oh, just squeezed on the outside of 14 by Oakflower as Matty and Lily Squig exchanging positions. There's bits flying up everywhere as we see the Haas on the inside of 16. Good battle here between him and the Mercedes, as Oakflower then having to go in the pits. Probably best not battling too hard, followed by Ghost Pants. No overtake mode. I did think so. So it's going to be very difficult to overtake. Brohas has done it on the first lap. So it's just all about your own battery reserve then, lifting and coasting, which actually should be quite easy in these conditions. Let's take another quick look on the inside of 7, but not close enough yet, as it has now settled down and gaps starting to form. Rather Claptrap all over the back of B-Mac. Not able to. You've got to choose your moments wisely on this circuit. It's not the best one. Will anyone try the one stop if it's safety car free? That would be an interesting call. Surely these tyres won't last. Surely. So out the early predictions. Brohas is the one that's throwing the spanner in works, and Says has left the session. Oh, that's unfortunate, and I can't invite him back in. Because I'm not his friend. Ooh, friends. Ooh, friend. Franthian then up to P2. And Brohas has opened up a gap due to Sez's disconnection. As McLaren's exchange as well. Andy reckons some will 2 stop. So we reckon at least a 1 stop then. I think it's definitely going to be a 1 stop. Definitely going to be a 1 stop. Brohas early. It's early days, but early favourite. Prevanthium has now found his rhythm. Gaining a couple of tenths in the first couple of corners here, the Haas. And that exit coming out of 3 is what I was on about during qualifying. You just got to go as wide as possible on your exit. Carry the speed. Jones going to head at turn 5. Going to go cluster of cars just behind. Jowls in P4. Shimmy. Taking a quick shimmy. Master of the late breakers. Left plenty of room by the McLaren of Sez. And will make the overtake. Ooh, brave. I think Sez is... Sez was left plenty of room. Him in the Aston Martin of Billy Ho. Lock wheels going around turn 8. And here we go. It's a VSC. Sez now down to P16. We thought we'd see one, but it's a VSC. And it was unfortunate. You just can't go anywhere. Just can't go anywhere as soon as your wheels lock. That's probably one of the tightest parts of the circuit. There's nowhere for you to go. So down to P13 and P16. So Sez, one of the big droppers. Yeah, poor Sez. There's nothing that either of them can do. So the race is neutralised. And when VSC does end, hopefully no one will be exceeding their delta time. Otherwise they will be getting a drive-through. And you can guarantee someone like Oak Flower or Ghost Pants will do so. And that will be absolute bants if they do. Absolute bants if they do. What, I'll tell you another improvement. They should give us a warning here about VSC ending for those that are spectating, because we don't know until it's gone. But obviously the drivers get that warning. But yeah, we don't. Brohas opening up the delta here, to and fro like a yo-yo. Will anyone get caught out? And we're underway again. And Prevanthium's got the better launch. Gained a couple of tenths here on Brohas. And caught Matt attack napping. Matt napping. G Mandela. Very squirmy and quali. Not looking too bad in a I won't say comfortable, but a respectable P6. Jazzman, who's joined us in the chat. We're on in P12, the lead Mercedes. It's got Billy Ho in his grill. Taking a quick look at turn 10, but it's not able to make it's not the best move to make an overtake. Hey! Anyone see that? That was naughty. I love that with the DiCaprio. It's funny. It's funny. We're in London, aren't we? We're in Manchester, aren't we? Oh, no, that was time to perfection. That was time to perfection. How did you even do that? Lost his rear traction, Matty. Coming at turn 14. Drifted into the runoff area. And it's another VSC. DJ Khaled, another one. Oh. We're only 4 laps in. And Squig is going in. Looks like a damaged wing, so fresh tyres as well. You know, could go to the end of the race as a... Oh no, Red Bull, double stack. I don't know if I can invite you. Because I don't know if he's your friend. So I can't invite you, my friend. Can I? Race director. Let me have a look. No, I can't invite you, my friend. Sorry. I can't even search for your name. I can't search for your name because I'm in mid-session, so I can't search for your name, unfortunately. You'll have to get one of the other drivers to do so. Unless you know how to do it, but I've never known a way of being able to do it, so I do apologise, and for next time maybe it's best if I do friend everybody, so I'm able to invite people, but yeah, unfortunately I'm not able to do so. Matt Tax caught up behind Pavanthium, has also closed the gap on Brohas as Markazov, Squig and Ghost Pants exchange positions. He's had his pants down, you can see his bare bum. Billy Ho stalking the Mercedes of Jazzman. A run down to turn one will always be a decent place to make a move, as we have a quick check on BMAC. Not close enough on the Alpine of Mandela yet, but improved race pace from the Cadillac from quali. He's only just behind this battle for P4. Oh, clatter the wall from the Cadillac. That will cost him a little bit of time. I thought Giles was going to capitalise on Shimmy's mistake, as Shimmy rides over the inside curb. Fortunate to keep control of the car, but he's a cork in the bottle. Train all the way down to Granny in P10. I wonder if Granny wears cardigans. Ghost Pants in the pits once again. Flowing on his own, already in no man's land. It's going to be a long race if it stays like this for the Aston Martin. Rojas just found his rhythm, just gained a couple of tenths over the last lap. Pavanthium looking more in his rear view mirror than ahead at the moment, as the McLaren carrying on his fine quali form, fastest lap as well. He's on a charge here, McLaren. And it's a tight battle here at the front. These front three, I think, are going to be with each other for a long, long while. As Flo's in the pits then. Serving a drive-through, I believe. Must have got a drive-through from a VSC. Missed that. I missed that. Rookie mistake from me. So far. Oh, what is that move from the Haas? That was illegal. Oh, hey, 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 hey! What are you doing? That's naughty. That's naughty, and that's pulled out another VSC. That's naughty. Oak Florence says, showing you how not to drive. Good thing Oak Florence isn't driving the Red Bull, because he's got no wings. Will anyone capitalise on yet another VSC? Maybe look at doing a cheap pit stop, halves your pit stop time to about probably about 16, 17 seconds. And it's not a VSC, it's a full safety car. You're best pitting. You might as well pit. It's a full safety car. Now, I can, one thing I can predict is not only people on the podium, but who's going to be in the steward's room, because that was not nice. Will we see the front runners dive in the pits? Will anyone go on an alternate? It's a bit early for a pit stop, but it's a 7-8 lap offset, so front three carry on. If I was one of them, I would have done something different. 100% raced during the night. Pixie working over hours. Jax, you are correct. No one choosing to pit as yet. I would, especially these mid runners. I would. Someone's got to take a punt at a different strategy. Just saying that LOLR should have a Div 3 in a row, no problem. Probably, but I'd probably run out of voice, to be honest. And I think we'd have to have different tracks on the calendar just to spice it up, not only for me but for the entertainers. Then Oakflower going in the pits. Flo goes through. Says going in the pits as well. Both not the best example of driving. Could have been accidental, but it didn't look the best driving skills. What it does bring Matty and Ghost Pants back in play, which I think they'll be one of the few drivers to be happy to see safety car come out. But Brohas, then, his gap has been condensed. He's the one that will lead us on the safety car restart. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing at least another lap. Bandit says he'd probably do a better job in Div 3 if we had one. Don't do yourself a disservice, my friend. You're pretty new to league racing, and the main aim is to make sure you finish races. The more races you do, and especially more races you do in league racing, the quicker you get, and Jax Daniels can be a perfect example of that. So I'm always an advocate for those that come in and want to learn and practice. It's not all about winning. We're not an esports. NAVFL, I know, esports league. It's all about the social environment where people just get together and race. People that love racing and just break from reality for a few hours. I've done so much talking, my Guinness has gone flat. It's not even. I'm dissatisfied. I'm of course gonna finish the pack, but I'm dissatisfied by canned Guinness. Well, you'll if you're loving the game on the controller, how doing it on a wheel, a whole different experience, and you'll find a whole new love for the game. I unfortunately I have a controller, and I just don't have room for a wheel. I don't have anywhere to put it. I would love to get one. Unless someone start a GoFundMe as well. GoFundMe for Pixie wheel. So potentially I think we're going to be doing another lap under the safety car here, which will just prolong the tyres even longer as we wait for Lil Squig and the cars behind to catch up. Yeah, I think a lot of drivers, to be fair, early days when F1 came out, like you're saying with 2010, not many drivers actually had wheels, and I think the evolution of F1 in general. Stop jostling, we're not underway yet. Stop it. Has just piqued the interest of everybody. The facilities that are available recreationally for people to experience F1, the availability and the technology available for people to to sim race is fantastic. So yeah, I think racing so long on the controller, it's going to be a whole new experience on the wheel, and can't wait for you to let us know how you get on when you do so. Ghost Pants then, still a while behind, but I think this potentially will be the last lap under the safety car. Ghost Pants' pit. He's been in the pit more times than me watching Skywalker. Pushing people in the Sarlacc pit. Oh no, Billy ho! Get back in. Don't leave now. You're doing such a good job. Almost in the top 10. The problem with a disconnected car is that it's going to hold up the cars behind. You can't overtake until the timing line. And they're not going to get the best relaunch under the safety car. So the drivers behind are going to want Billy ho! Back in his car. On turn 13. We'll get a notification in a few seconds time of whether we're going to get underway or not. Or it's going to go again and wait for the Visa carb. Oh, he's taking us round again, unless it's going to be a late call. Oh my God. Those that know me, I'm a hard worker, I don't hardly work, and I actually have a few days off after this. I'm looking forward to it. I booked my ticket to go and see Spider-Man on Wednesday, 11:20. After the LOLR races, I'll be off to the cinema. So looking forward to that. You go buy sofa. I might go do that tomorrow. I might go upgrade my phone as well. It's slower than Granny in his Audi. Slower than Ghost Pants. Like, come on, man. You're under safety car and you're hardly catching. Are you even in your car? How are you not catching the safety car? Put your foot down, man. I ain't got time for you. So, safety car now. Bert Mylander in his Mercedes, leading us round Marina Bay. I tell you what, I think out of a lot of the grids on the calendar, I'd love to go to Singapore. I will not, definitely not. I am an advocate for spoiler free. I think it was during The Walking Dead when Negan appeared, and I'm spoiler free. I'm not going to say anything, but my brothers loved revealing, spoiling for everybody. I was absolutely fuming. So don't worry, no spoilers. No spoilers. Safety car is in this lap as predicted, and thankfully Ghost Pants has pulled his pants up and got himself to the back of the order. So Brohas will need to stay at constant speed, slow the pack up. He can't go until the safety car is in the pits, and you can't overtake until the timing line. When will he pull the trigger? He's looking very focused. Pavanthium all over his rear wing. He can smell what he had for breakfast. He's that close. He's ready and waiting. You can see him, and the Ferrari's gone. Gained a couple of tenths on the Haas. Again, Matt Attack caught slightly sleeping. Visa carb right on the back of the Audi. We're not close enough to make a move yet. It looks like everyone's behaving in the Mercedes exchange positions. Oh, and then Jazzman goes deep. Oh, and that wasn't the best re-entry either, as Flop Lag clatters into the side of him. Lost an end plate as well, which is unfortunate. Wasn't the best re-entry on track as Flo's lost out as well. Down to P17. Big cluster of cars exchange positions here. It's 4 abreast. I wish there was 4 abreasts. Those pants back of the rear of the order. Everyone managed to stay within the white lines. There's the Haas losing out too. The Red Bull of Matty's gone again at turn 8. His nose is in the wall. He's lost his wing. Can he get his car in reverse? He cannot. And the VSC is out once again. Oh, surely one of these cars should have pit. Everyone trying to go as long as they can on these enters, but surely someone's got to take the take a risk here. Matty's not liking that corner at all. Still ahead. How did Shimmy himself up there? Shimmy. I bet he's got sore shoulders. Shimmy. I'll be intrigued. I want to see somebody save some time. It looks like everyone's staying out. Oh, claptrap. Penalty for the driver in P8. It's up to the driver behind to maintain that distance. And a drive through for CT boy. And Jazzman in the pits then, I think, has got damage after that collision re-entering the track. He's getting a fresh wing and some fresh rubber. Did not manage to do it in time. What's up with this wing there? You see that? That right side was bigger than the left. Has he got a disabled wing? You can't. Has it? Did it even get? Matty's in the pits and he's retired, and we do appreciate him actually retiring in the pits. It hasn't repaired that. What the? That wing looks really odd. Is that a wing not? That wing doesn't look normal. Is it just my eyes? It looks really odd. Looks really odd. Anyway, P19 for Jazzman. No jazz hands today. Brohas still maintaining that distance up front, as we see Says getting ahead of Squig, and Floplag has gone deep at turn 13 and dropped down to P18 now. Missed his braking point. Yeah, that wing looks broken. I thought it was my eyes. I haven't got my glasses on. It just looks. Maybe it's a glitch, you know, like the Voldemort missing nose. We haven't seen any of them today. Maybe they fixed it on a... I haven't even seen any updates, so surely that's still a glitch. Matt Attack with the current fastest lap. And on a charge once again. To the Haas ahead of him. The Haas just staying out of the close dirty air, trying to preserve some tyre. I think CT Boy's surely going to be in the pits, not yet. Oh, that wasn't the best, and there was Clatten in the Red Bull. Squig was in wrong place, wrong time. Just couldn't brake in time and damaged the wing. Just got caught up. Coming round turn 5. Maybe 1 or 2 drivers in the pits then. That's happened to me many times. I remember one of the last times Kota coming flying round turn 19 onto a car that was facing horizontal across the track. I was clattered into the side of it before it went ghosted. Just racing in it, unfortunate. B-Mac and the Cadillac, kind of quick look on the outside at turn 14, but well defended from not Grandma, it's Mandela. Granny's at P10. B-Mac racing with some attacking intent here, but it's good, just the defence display from the Alpine. And this, oh no, he should have kept going there. Pulled out of the acceleration there, BMAC. Could have made a run down to turn 1. He has to slot behind now, and you've got to take these opportunities to overtake. Got to be aggressive. There's Greg then in the pits. And a fresh wing, and CT Boy doing their drive-through. Very naughty boy, Brohas. Just maintain that pace. Second ahead of the Haas. Shimmy doing very well. Keeping Jowls at bay. Turtle Bay. I'm not a fan of Turtle Bay, you know. I went once, and I just wasn't a big fan. Didn't like it. Obviously go there for all the cocktail offers, but the food was a bit pants. Not what I expected, but it is a chain in it. We just roll it out. The B Ferrari flat track. Join this battle here with Mandela for P6, but does have that 10-second penalty to his name. So we'll try and get as much advantage as possible. He needs another... Oh, hiccups, man. He needs another safety car. Try and minimise that 10-second potential long-term damage. BMAC close again to the Alpine. Now needs to just put his foot to the floor. Trust he's not going to run into the back of the Alpine and do a run down to turn 1. Throw your car in. The dirty air does make it difficult, but will not get that overtake he desperately needs. Some of these lines are a bit ropey. Attack just reserved with P3 at the moment. Still a long way to go. Lap 16 of 62. Birds are going to be chirping outside soon. Get any more safety cars. Now, all drivers kind of remaining within that 2-second gap. Will anybody decide to make a charge early doors? Try and gain that track advantage. You never know when a safety car does come out. Billy Ho looks like he's back in his car and hunting Granny. You dirty bugger. Loves the mature woman, him. Good evening, Matty. Love the commentary. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. It does seem like a slight disaster, but I think a combination of Singapore and rain, it normally equates to a disaster. So I think give those verbal slappings to the ones that decided this on the calendar. But I'm here for the action. Hood, Kool-Aid man. Love the Kool-Aid. Gatorade. Williams reserving. Coming on in the top 10. Which is nothing to be sluggish about. Says has now found his groove. Simon says he's in P12. BMAC still stuck behind Alpine. He'll be sick of seeing that pink and blue, but needs a good run. Oh, you don't drive into the back of people. But using his battery, this should be the moment now. On the outside of turn 7, the Alpine's defending the inside. Can the Cadillac be wise and do a switch back on? Because the Alpine is defending well, planted his car exactly where he needed to. BMAC needs to be more wise with his overtakes here. He needs to have good throttle on the entry to be able to rotate his car on an overtaking line. And, get rotation in turn 10. Get himself close enough and slightly drop back. Bit squirrely over the curbs, just stays out of the wall. I think he's getting a bit overzealous here. Cadillac needs to calm down a little bit. So who's calmed down? Anthium just dropped back another 6/10 now from the race leader. Could be in the clutches of Matt Attack. Maybe doing a little bit of tyre preservation. It's still early to do so. Maybe someone should have done maybe what I suggested, and maybe, you know, maybe someone should have just pit under the safety car, and, you know, and then maybe they were expecting a safety car later, and then, you know, maybe could just go to the end. You know. Kool-Aid Man, Gatorade. Less than serious. Feels good H2O. Not the serious good exit out of turn 3 though. It must be very difficult to follow that line in the dirty air, as we've seen with B-Mac. Just drop back a bit now, just probably saving himself some battery. Trying again, but there's a nice potential battle going to happen here with Mandela all the way down to Says. Simon says, I want to join the party. And from his early disconnection escapades, he's back in the action and back in battling for higher positions. Billy Ho, that's brave, very good driving from the Audi. Left him just enough room, saw him there and had the better line. Granny, the wise old fox. I think Saz maybe just gave him a little tap at the backside, that was naughty. But yeah, Granny left him just enough room and has better traction on the exit. There's no way Billy would have held that inside line in the position. Great driving from Granny, but that has dropped him back now from the train by being on the defence. Says with the better exit out of the final corner. Will he take a look? He does not. As we go up and we do see this battle with B-Mac now just ahead of Mandela. It's a drag race to turn 5. B-Mac just ahead, but Mandela. Ooh! Fly oversteer. That front end just stepping out. And he's looking to take the position as quick as possible, but he needs to bide his time. You can't be reckless on a street circuit when the walls are so close. There is 1 or 2 runoff areas which we've seen. The likes of Matty in chat. Saw once or twice. Snapchat looking at the Alpine with interest. Says holding hands with the Alpine. Basically the human centipede. Where does the Aston finish and the McLaren start? Pushes it around turn 13. He's not a supermarket trolley, but he could make the overtake here at turn 14 if he brakes later on the inside. You can see that coming. That wasn't. Maybe just going to have the traction to brake in time. You could see that happening. Will he make the same move at turn 16? He goes late in brake. It wasn't the best move there. You can't drive into another driver. And he's compromised his own position, and through goes Oakflaw. But it was on the inside. McLaren goes deep. Both Aston and McLaren goes deep. Probably best given the position back. He could be gaining an advantage there. As Oakflaw on the inside. No, McLaren lets him side by side. I'd probably let him go there. It's getting very racy here. We're about a third of the way through the race. Two drivers on a level bit. There is McLaren now looking at the Aston Martin on the outside of 7. The Aston Martin defends the inside. Takes the racing line. Switch back from the McLaren. They lock wheels. Oh! And through goes Oakflaw. Billy and the McLaren side by side. Oh, look at that room left for the McLaren. There's carbon fibre bits flying everywhere. There's wheel to wheel, and there's wheel bashing. As the Aston Martin now looking on the inside of the Haas. This is going to be tears. The Haas goes deep, trying to leave the Aston room. Drives back on, clatters his wing. This is getting a bit rough and ready. These drivers need to calm a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing a driver in the wall and a safety car out, which we don't always want to see. Back at the front, Brohaas. Said he's the most improved driver. He's improved up to the lead of the race. And a good 4-second advantage over Pavanthium in P2. Doing well at my current predictions. 2 out of 3 podium sitters. I'll take that for now. Consider I don't really know anybody's pace, other than looking at previous stats. And Matt's just following the Haas. He's probably tired of seeing the Haas. But he's just biding his time. But all the while following in the dirty air of the Haas. He's looking on the outside of turn 8. He's going to approach Penang with aggression, looking to do a switchback with the Haas defending like... it must be some of our Haas, but the Haas defends like a fridge. Matty has to stay behind now as they worm their way through turns 11 and 12. Oh, that wind must be playing a part as well. The rain going sideways. Oh, that's so. I love rain. I love being out in the rain. But the windy sideways rain, nah, that can fuck off. Nah, I don't like that. Says up to P10 then, at the hairpin. And just working his way through then from behind the likes of Oakfar. And now he's got a good 5 seconds to try and close in on that battle for P7. BMAC, after dispatching Mandela, has forced himself a gap. And is looking to close the gap then on Shimmy and Giles, who are racing their own race. Pretty much carbon copy of Pavanthium and Matt Attack. Just both sitting in situ, working together, not compromising each other's races. Matt's a bit closer here to the Haas as they're approaching turn 7. I'm just having to slightly pull out. Oh, what's gone on there? Have they both, I think they both locked wheels and gone deep. Oh my Christ. I thought I'd seen it all. Oh my Christ. Is Little Squig a bird? Or is that a great tit? Because they both had their wings clipped. Squig carries on. Jazzman into the pits then to get another wing change. And retires from the race. That just sums that up really for Jazzman. Wasn't the best of races. How did Little Squig get the constructors last season? Yeah. Wasn't the best of racing. 8-second gap now, Brohaas. He's gone. It's Brohaas time. Is it? Do you reckon it's what's his name from Ted Lasso? Is his name Johnny Brohaas or something like that? Oak Haas. Aston Martin going deep once again. I think some of these corner lines, especially when they're going deep or cutting corners, would give the position back, as you are gaining an advantage by carrying more speed through the corner. Oakflar around the gearbox with Aston Martin. Needs to get a good exit out of turn 5 in the slipstream. as Claptrap managing finally to get past the Alpine. Mandella's been putting up a brilliant defensive show so far, but has to succumb to the Ferrari's grass now. And next up for him is Kool-Aid, Gatorade. Sandwiched between, oh, yellow flag, it's lot lag. Got flop sweat in his eyes and lost traction out of turn 3. And it's just a yellow flag for now. Yeah, second Cadillac. Putting all hopes on BMAC to gain some points for the constructors here. Only running P16 and losing control like that will not help at all. We'll bump onto Max here. Closer than it's ever been. A couple of corners ago, but it's just dropped back again slightly after losing a bit of steering on the final couple of corners. Again, because of kind of the couple of quickest corners on the circuit. But the dirty air will play havoc. Granny and Billy Ho! Where's Billy Ho going? No, it's Granny. Granny's had his pants pulled down. A great far. Lets him go through. Don't know why though. It wasn't his fault, was it? Now losing rear traction. Now he's under threat from the Haas. He's going to have the inside line here. Granny's going to try and hold it. It has to slot behind, and yeah, you're your best just saving your energy for another corner, especially when you compromise your exit. One two drivers really struggling with traction at the moment, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see one or two take a pit stop. I know the Amazon ticker said it was a one stop, but a 0 stop, but I reckon one or two will do a one stop. Brohas might as well. He's got an almost 10-second advantage now over Padanthium and Matty, but there's no point in risking it. Now that's a good line out the corner. Carry that speed, Matty. He's let off too much and allowed the Haas to gain a couple more tenths. And still has to sit behind, and it's going to keep harming his tyres. As says on the outside of turn 19, brilliant overtake. The Alpine is now compromised. Well, Kool-Aid Gatorade on the outside of turn 1. Just slightly pushed off the track at turn 2, but he's got himself ahead. Mandela has the inside line, but it's lost rear end again. And the Williams goes through, as now Granny is in the pits and getting some fresh tyres on. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see more drivers follow suit, especially the ones that he's racing, so don't get the undercut, as Mandela's gone back through on Hood. He has the inside line. There should be a better exit for the Williams, who are on the inside line of turn 8. Wheel-to-wheel action at its finest. The Alpine trying to do a switchback, but it was just too tight a corner. Couldn't get the speed on exit. There's no way you're going to go at turn 10. That's crazy talk. Crazy. As Williams going slightly deep. Yeah, 1 or 2 struggling now. Their best just getting some fresh tyres on the Alpine, drifting round turn 12. You don't want to end up in the bridge. You can go through into the water, then you'll drown and die. Nobody wants to see you die. Just back up for this battle for P2. It's been going on forever, this, since the start of the race. He's still not besting the Haas around that final corner. As we see this battle for P4 now getting tasty. Giles has decided to pull the trigger. Is he looking to do an in-lap here and just go broke for leather? Gonna get a good rotation into turn 5, get good speed. He's got the run on the Audi. The Audi slightly losing control as Joes goes on the right hand side, the outside of turn 7. Will they have the corner? The Audi's defending the inside. Well defended. Keeps himself within the track limits, only just as Granny and Flo. Flo sounds like a granny's name. Your Granny Flo. She's lost her teeth. Aldi just, after the pit stop, managed to make the overtake on fresh tyres. As you can see, the Aston Martin on the complete reverse, 25 lap old tyres. Just cannot stay with it. And we're going to see Granny pump some brill laps in. Won't be surprised if he bangs the fastest lap in as well. Yeah, I think a one stop is possible. I won't be surprised if we do see a two stopper. Giles now, this is his moment. Taking a look on the outside of 16, but he's going to have to try again. Coming out of 17, compromise your 16. Get a good exit out of 17, which he's got. Following, don't even let off. Get a good push on the throttle out the final couple of corners. A slight loss of traction from the Audi. The dirty air hasn't helped the Visa carb. The Audi's absolutely brilliant defending here. If I was on Shimmy's team, he could have bumped him into the wall then. And that's where it can be quite risky, as BMAC has caught up to this battle. Oh God, it's like an ice rink. I'd want the likes of Shimmy on my team. The defence he's putting up here is an absolute masterclass. So we'll go down and see this battle for P17. Squig drag racing to the end of sector 2. Get himself just ahead of Flop Lag. Squig with better tyre offset at the moment. I'll tell you he's doing good at the moment. It says here in P8 has already pit, so has reasonably fresh tyres into all drivers ahead, as Giles has now finally be able to make the move on Shimmy, but Shimmy's not giving it up. Give it up, baby, give it up. Na 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 na. Give it up, baby, give it up. As the vehicle car goes through, it's a 3-car drag to turn 16, and BMAC managed to get past the Audi, who's still not giving it up. Like a girl on prom night. And BMAC has to slot behind for now. Audi very racy even on these no grip tyres. Giles has afforded a little bit of breathing space, but it's not going to be. Oh, one move from BMAC inside of 5. Love that. And that's what you got to go in with confidence. As Says does exactly the same. Carbon copy move. Num 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 num. Get in my belly. You got to go in with conviction. Oh, yellow flag. BMAC gone deep, and he's going to have to wait for the cars to go past. Gone deep at turn 7. That's unfortunate. Oh my. Was that Billy Ho? Did Billy Ho just drive into him? I think Billy Ho went deep at 7, just drove into BMAC. Oh, you think you've seen it all? I've seen it all. Big bug. He's a good lad, you know. Oklar. Another yellow flag. Who is that? I think it's Toronto down. I think Flop Bag is struggling again. As track limit warning now given for Clapjack, so he must have actually been going properly off the limits of the circuit. we're struggling even with that 11 second gap, and you can see everyone just trying to extend this stint as long as possible. Literally another lap or so. You might as well, I would pit now, which Kopchak does now. He does have that 10-second penalty he needs to serve. Haas trying to make a move, slightly pushed off by Mandela. This is a very hard racing on show, and Billy Ho's in as well. I'm not close enough, so I'll be going in situ down to turn 17. Will we see anyone run deep? No. And Granny's retired. Finally. She's at risk. She's got a bus pass now. She needs to take public transport. She's too old to drive. It's a shame the Granny retired. But now she can do whatever she wants. As we see Mandela on stream. Cut that corner and get punished for it, you naughty boy. Oakwara now, after that early drive through, battling for P7 as the outside of 14. May look at trying to do a switchback. It could be a successful one as well. The slight loss of rear traction though, and he would have had that, but he's trying again. Second bite of the cherry. Look on the inside of 16, but thinks better of it. Has to keep an eye on the Alpine behind. I wouldn't be surprised one of these goes in the pits here. Do an undercut. Very tempting the car ahead. Not trusting that the car ahead will make it around the corner at a certain speed. And they keep just braking and avoiding us. Oh, we lost BMAC. Oh! The championship holder for season 13 has retired in the pits as well. Not even halfway through the race. And I said at the start, it's probably not his favourite track, but missed out on some valuable points to retain his championship. Oh my god. So we see once again Pavanthium thwarting the charge of Matt Attack. He's not Matt attacking that much at the moment. Jimmy has had to succumb to Zhao's clutches. Has the second McLaren. McLaren looking for some big points today. You can't shunt. That's naughty. This isn't Robot Wars. Needs to make some legal overtakes. Oakfar has got past the Williams to P7. Gatorade. Oh, I think we've got some pit stop sensor. Matt Attack and Shimmy both looking to do the undercut then. Let's see how effective this is, and I would be surprised if the cars around them. Kool-Aid Man, Gatorade is in as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the other cars around them followed on the next lap. Try and minimise the advantage. And pretty much halfway through the race now. A lot of drivers looking to do the one stop. That does give. Okay, move there from Cez on the inside of turn 8. Giles with great awareness left and plenty of room. And the McLaren now up to P3, and that's a great drive from Cez. Simon says, you're doing well. And Jones, 30 lap tyres, says with the better offset. There's Flo in now. Sorry, Granny's gone, it's just Flo. We should see all these gaps condensed once again once the pit stops have occurred. Rojas carrying on. Maybe they're going as long as they can until... Well, that's a strange line for Pavanthium. I think by the looks of it, there's 1 or 2 assists on here. The speed he took that into the pit lane, there'll be no speeding. Says goes on through. Hopefully going round. I'm pretty sure we'll see some team orders. Hopefully I won't hold up his teammate. Mandela's gone through as well. Will Matt Attack get the undercut? He does. He's had an absolute crucial, brilliant outlap. And he's got himself ahead of the Haas, which he was crucial to his race. But unfortunately for him as well, he's stuck behind Mandela, who's on old tyres. Billy Hose. He's got a fastest lap, but he won't have it for long. This will bring Matt Attack into the clutches of Pavanthium. As he follows the Alpine round, who we found has put on a brilliant defence for his first half of the race. McLaren taking a quick look inside the Singapore Sling. As Oakflower now up to P3 ahead of Giles. Oakflower, one of those ones that did pit early as well. Won't be able to go to the end of the race, of course, but as Matt inside on turn 13 of the Alpine, the Haas needs to make a quick move at 14 as well. He does not want to get stuck behind. This isn't the Alpine's race, but he's fighting for position here. I can see that the McLaren's already pulling an advantage. Will he brake later at turn 16? The Alpine just planting his car right in the middle. He's compromised turn 16. This should be a good launch out for the Haas as the race leader is in the race. This could be a brilliant overtake on the inside of turn 18. Left each other plenty room. Whoa! And a safety car is out. And this could play into the hands of... This will do well for Cez and Oakflower. Very, very good hands for Cez. Whoa! Mandela was probably pushing his luck on trying to defend hard on those really old tyres. What lags put mediums on? I normally put mediums on if you could see the racing line, but you can't really see the racing line. I don't think it's the conditions for mediums. Again, he's got nothing to lose. Maybe he's got no inters left. But, yeah, he's got nothing to lose. And everything to gain. Squig is in. Drive through penalty speed on the safety car. It's gone from bad to worse for the Alpine. So not only has he got a pit to get a fresh wing, he's going to have to go back in and serve that drive through. Those pants and City Boy. Ah, City Boy. Yeah, it makes sense now. Hello. What this will mean is potentially Cez could come out maybe around his teammate here. Oakflower will be coming in as well. I'll be surprised if it... Oh no, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? That's a mistake. Get some fresh tyres on. Oh my god, that's a mistake. Which I was expected is in. We'll see Mandela in. He has to come in anyway. Oh, rookie mistake from the Haas there. You should have put some fresh tyres on, my friend. You're going to get swamped. Pavanthium getting some fresh tyres on as well. which is interesting actually. Got slightly held up in the pit box. Interesting. Did Pavantium have damage? He's pit once again. He only pit a couple of laps ago, so yeah, interesting there from my predicted P1. Says has come out behind his teammate, and McLaren looking like in good stand for a double podium here as predicted. Still 2 out of 3. Call me Mystic Meg. Oak Flower in the middle, but yeah, there's no way you're making it to the end. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Now, who do we reckon is going to win this race? At the moment, Brohas has been looking a class above the rest. Managed to break the gap from Pavantium and Matatak behind him, but I think Matatak was held up. And if he can dispatch the Haas, the Haas is just better. Just pit now. Just get it over and done with. There's still quite a few gaps within the field. Safety car will lead us around probably for another couple of laps or so. Those that need a shite might as well go now. Don't do a TT Fleazy. Shout out to Fleazy and his turtle head. He has one every single week. And do a little bit of plugging while we're waiting, shall we? So those that aren't aware, please like and subscribe to our channel. I think we were on 153 subscribers. Let's see if we can get it to 154. Let's go. Dream big, everybody. And if I don't remind you, I will get absolutely throttled by my fellow admin member, Terry Reds. Lights Out League Racing. We race every Wednesday when the season is on, of course. We have 2 divisions. Div 1 race at 7:30 UK and 9 PM UK for Div 2 boys. We have multiple championships underway, so within each division there are 2 tiers, top 11 drivers and then the second 11 drivers, different tiers, and then 1 from each tier representing constructors, and then there is an over constructors championship combining both Div 1 and Div 2. So we have about 7 or 8 different championships underway throughout the season. Those wondering what we're doing here on a Monday evening at 2 AM UK, we're joining the North American Virtual Formula League for their second race of season 13 here in Marina Bay. And that 36 of 62. I'm destined never to sleep again, as we've had more safety cars than probably the whole season combined. Marina Bay is a tricky circuit in the wet conditions. We need a brave come out a cropper. How the race has unfolded so far, as Brohas has been at the tip of the spear since lap 1. Managed to make that overtake on Cez. There was a good battle between Pavantium and Matatak, but it's all switched up during the pit stops. Oak Flowers found himself in P2 after an early drive-through, but still would have to pit again. Currently on 28 lap tyres, and it's not going to last to the end. It's going to find it very difficult. Shimmy has shimmied himself back ahead of Giles after the pit stops, which I think he'll be quite chuffed about. It's been a very good inter-battle between the Audi and the Visa Carb. Safety car is in. The safety car stuck its middle finger up here to Lil Squid. You're not catching. Fuck you. So once again, Brohas will lead us under the safety car restart. Can't overtake until the timing line. And you have to wait for the safety car to go in the pits. Will he pull the trigger at the same time? And a little bit of weaving. You've got to maintain a constant speed. You can't speed up and slow down, otherwise it endangers the grid. Oh, Says. Oh, that's your fault. And the Ferrari's gone. Oak Floor wasn't ready. His tyres are too cold. And he's going to be under threat from both McLarens. Says the second McLaren's just picked up a silly penalty. Will he make a move on his teammate? Will Matt make a move on the Haas? As Kool-Aid and Gatorade and Jows and Shimmy. Oh god, it's just a cluster. It's just a cluster. Calm down there. Calm down. Billy Ho and Clapjack all clustered into one. Giles, his car's just got himself back ahead of the Williams. The Ferrari on the inside of 7. Oh, you can't park there. Has a look, another attempt on the inside of turn 8. Needs to rotate his car in. The wheel's going to get slightly locked. Just loses his line slightly. Rear end of that Williams just stepping out. That's Pavanthium. Trusting the Aston Martins, leave each other plenty of room. Billy Ho just stays ahead. Does have that slight tyre advantage, but only slight. There wouldn't have been much wear under the safety car, so Pavanthium will need to try and get past Aston Martin on raw pace. Approaching turn 14, but we'll just have to slot behind once again as Matty and Says both trying to make a move on the Haas. Inside of 16, outside of 17, we'll have a better line. The McLarens are following each other through the final corners. Oh, that was bound to be tears for Says. It was silly planting his car there. And Shibby, who's right in the mix now, has got himself up to P4. Says not only has he got a penalty, and he's clattering in the back of everyone now. Calm down. You're not a spinal surgeon. Leave everyone's back alone. He squeezed his car into a gap and then wondered why he had nowhere to go. He's doing a Ryan Gosling and driving angry. And Haas struggling on those old hard tyres, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Audi goes on the inside of turn 9 of Penang. A little bit a loss of the front end for the Audi. And McLaren says still looking quite racy. Oh, flop lag. I have noticed one of these drivers have picked up some silly penalties today. Avoidable ones. I think Squig managed to make a move on flop lag while both getting lapped, I think. So has given himself a 3-second gap once again. Fastest lap for boot, which is exchanged by Matt Attack straight away, who's got his sights set on the win now. 2.7 seconds, we'll be watching that with great excitement to see if he can actually close the gap, the McLaren. Shimmy's still stuck behind the Haas. Haas doing a fantastic job, actually. He would surpass my expectations if he can stay out to the end of the race. He has got a slight penalty though. But he's slapping off the Audi and the McLaren behind him. Lovely trainer cars here. All it takes is one of them to make a move here, as we see Says on the outside of Shimmy. Oh, he turns in, clatters the Audi. It wasn't great racing from the McLaren once again. Compromised Shimmy's line, and he's passed by Giles and Cooley. Gatorade is now looking to capitalise as well, but ends up driving in the back of the Audi. Hopefully he does not have any wing damage. Billy Ho! Outside of turn 14. Will he be left enough room for the Ferrari? Tries the switch back. This could be a brilliant overtake from the Aston Martin. Has he made it stick? Oh, that wasn't a great move for the Ferrari. Manages to avoid the Haas just behind him, but went across the track, just clipping the back of Billy Ho. Ferrari looks like it's got damage. Having to go in the pits here, and it was of his own making. Oh my Christ. What's going on? He's retired on track. Oh, that's naughty. That's naughty from the Ferrari. If a safety car comes out now, that'll be naughty. And also, we got a car off. It was Ghost Pants. Missed his braking point at turn 14. It's just a yellow flag for now, but retiring on the track is naughty. There's a high chance of a safety car being caused because of that, so that's why you always recommend to retire in the pit lane. I don't know why you didn't retire in the pit lane. You went into the pit lane to come out of the pit lane to retire on the track. Were you trying to force a safety car? Because that's naughty. I'm sure, again, the steward's room will take a look at that, I'm sure. But lap 40 is 62. 2/3 of the way through. Shimmy on P6. Looking in his rear view to the Williams behind us, Says. And past Oakflower, and Giles goes through as well. Oakflower really struggling on these old tyres, 32 laps on them. Surely he's got a pit. He's just ruined his own race now. Looks like he's got a damaged wing as well. And he does dive in finally. It's a bit later than it's needed to. He's compromised a lot of his own race by not pitting earlier, especially under the safety car. But everyone has their own strategy, of course. Everyone has their own strategy. So then both McLarens on the podium, 2 and 3. I don't want to boast, but as I predicted, 10-second penalty though for Says. He might try and get it rescinded, but if you drove in the back of somebody under the safety car, then it's your own doing. Mandela's in as well, as he got wing damage. He does, so getting a fresh nose. 3-second gap here for Brohas on Matatak, just not able to match the pace of the Ferrari. Keeps dipping his toe in. It's the late 2 seconds, but not able to close the gap. And I think the time he is gaining, I think Brohas is just doing some tyre and fuel and battery management. He's in good control of this race, the Ferrari, and I think he'll put himself into the lead of the championship here if he maintains this position. Couple of tenths gained here now, Matt. He's actually put his foot down. Or is he going to be using too much of his battery? Two and a half seconds in it as it stands. Gatorade. Stalking. There's Mandela. Oh, another bit of wing come off. It looks like the Visa carb. What happened there? I'd like to suggest that Mandela's probably barging his way through a tricky section. Some sus racing we've had today. I know it's a difficult circuit, but there needs to be a bit more racecraft and race etiquette on show, I do think. Which I'm sure it's on display on some wider circuits with more room. I have potentially seen a race in Monaco. I think it's a sprint race in Monaco at night later in the season. That spells disaster in capital D. Vanthium still behind Billy Ho. The rain hasn't let off, it stayed damp. Still running P8, so it'd be interesting to see why he had to pit again. I can only assume it's either to get rid of a penalty or fresh wings, because there's no other reason to serve one. So not close enough to make a move at turn one. Gatorade stalking the Audi here, who's not far off Giles. That Giles shimmy battle has persisted for the whole race. They seem to find each other every moment on the track. But Blade has just gone about his own race. Just teetering around the mid-pack for a long while. And has now found him into the top 6, fighting for a potential P4. Does not want to get held up from the cars ahead, as you can see just behind them. Billy Ho and Pavanthium closing the gap. We're going to have a 5-car battle then for P4. You love to see it. I think Cez could have done with his teammate helping him here to try and pull the gap to 10 seconds to Giles behind. He probably may be able to do it himself, especially if they start battling behind. But to avoid losing position with his penalty. Again, another one to watch. 2 seconds the gap now between the front two. Matt's thinking about himself here, and a race win is now under 2 seconds. Matt is on the charge. Matt is attacking. And Brohas, like I said, has been in control for pretty much the whole race. He'll be quaking. He'll be sweating like Michael J. Fox at a colouring competition. Yellow flag. And it's a full safety car. What's happened here? Who's the culprit? It's Ghost Pants. And a drive through for flop lag as well. Ghost Pants has crashed out. He's got see-through pants. He flashed his willy. And caused another safety car. Oh, no. I just sat on my remote and changed the channel. What an idiot. I'm back. I can see. So will we see anybody pit? I think I think definitely if you're Pavanthium, I would. You've got the gap. Getting 15 lap fresher tyres on the cars ahead. Where's the, what the, where's the, oh, I'm sat on the remote. It keeps, I wonder why it kept going off. What a tool. Who's gone through then? So race leader's gone through. Matt Attack's gone through. Makes sense for Sez to get rid of his penalty. That's wise. Get some fresh tyres on as well. I think he needs a fresh wing. So he's going to lose a bit of time here, but I would definitely the right call from the McLaren. Billy Ho is in as well. Pavanthium in as well, as expected. Very wise move from the Haas, and he may jump Sez as well, who's just coming up. Look, his wings! As wing glitch. Wing glitch. Sez has lost out to the Haas then. Flows in. Hopefully, who's just pit, coming around the final corner. So nothing lost there from the Haas. Fresh rubber for Billy, for Sez and Flo. This could make the last 20 laps or so very interesting. Surely we're out of game safety cars as well. Oh, I'm going to have to crack another can. Ugh. Oh, that, I just had that last mouth. I never, Guinness never lasts that long. I'm too excited. I got distracted. So Floplag has to serve a drive-through. I hope he didn't get more than one drive-through, because it was there for a long time. And it won't tell me that he's got more than one unless I look at the race director, which I could, I suppose, look at. Oh, he's got double. I thought he did. Oh, man. He needs to hope that another safety car doesn't come out on the restart, or he's fucked. Ah, flop lag. How many people jumped the start as well, actually? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Invalidate time. How'd we go in there? Right. Safety car just coming out of turn 5. We'll probably do one more lap after this. Oh, Mandela. How have you got the track limits under a safety car conditions? Mandela. Oh, God. So Brohas will lead us away for the 3rd time under the safety car. Will he struggle with the cars behind him? Or will he be quick like a fart in a hurricane? That pour of a fresh Guinness is nothing part of perfection. Although I don't have a Guinness glass, so I'm going to go to hell. So, lap 46 to 62. Brohas is behind the safety car. Matt is right behind him, with Giles now running in P3. And the one out the top 3 with better tyres. Shimmy running in P4 with Hood just behind him. But P6 is Billy Ho, who's just pit with 12 lap fresher tyres than the race leader. So if Billy can stay with this front pack, he's in with a shout for an absolutely cracking podium here. Behind him is Pavanthium, who showed some quality pace in qualifying, as did Says. I'm pretty sure these two, maybe even Billy, are going to get themselves near that podium. They've got a lot of time to do so, and it's pretty much a sprint race for them. Oak Floor, after those early drive-throughs, running P9, looking to get some big points for Haas. Let's have a look at the drivers then. So Squirrels leading the way currently after winning last week in Interlagos. Rojas continuing his form with P2 last week, looking to win this race. Shimmy in the Audi just outside the podium positions after getting P3 last week. Could get himself up the order and fight for that championship, as the safety car should be in now. Come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. It's going to be a late call if it is. Safety car is in. Thank you very much. And 14 drivers left of the 20. We've lost Ghost Pants, Clapjack, B-Mac, Granny, Jazzman and Matty. But we still got 14 to fight for this win. Matt Attack right on the gearbox of the Ferrari. The Ferrari, he's gone the same place every time. Will he go the same place again? Just coming out of 17. Matty just needs to wait, and go. And the Ferrari's gone. Matty's pretty much stayed with him. He's compromised slightly, probably from the dirty air. Shimmy has a great start. That front 7 exploded off the blocks. Gone in line. Giles putting pressure on the McLaren as we approach turn 5. Giles has had a brilliant race. Quality drive today from the Visa Carb. As we go down and see Mandela overtake Flo. I think didn't have the best entry to turn 5. And have lost out to the Alpine. Whether it was self-inflicted or not, only they would know. That's not the line, boys. You can't park there. Blue flag's ignored from the Cadillac. Gets herself another penalty. Needs to get out of the way. Very difficult to do on this in this track as Flo in ahead of Mandela. His back drivers compromised by the back markers. Rojas just pulling that gap once again, just ignoring the threat behind him. Yellow flag. CT Boy stopped on track. He's got himself going again. Coming out 13. That's what we don't want to see, another bloody safety car. There's some safety belts. These cars are flying everywhere. While they're settled, these guys on the newer tyres are just biding their time. They don't need to force this. Just let the guys ahead just put pressure on them, make them brake that little harder. Use that little extra battery. Foplag serving that drive first of the drive-throughs now. Otherwise, if it didn't serve them, he will be disqualified. Pavanthian says just all the time. That dirty air is really playing a factor. I know the conditions are a little bit slippery, but the drivers just struggling to control their car when they're going around these quicker corners. Saz just needs to control his brake pedal. Now at times he's hit the back. He doesn't want to damage his wing and ruin his own race. Oh, he just missed his braking point then. He's done it again. He's ruining his own race here. Says he's gonna lose a wing again. Attack just shaking off the Visa Carb challenge so he can focus on that lead again. As Bro Haas extends his time at the front, wins the hood, defends the inside of the run down to turn 1. Interesting line out the final corner for the Williams. Ah, Billy Ho, that's your podium. Chances out the window. Penalty. Says challenging on the inside of the Haas. Just needs to keep it clean. Like he was just forcing it a widest hood, trying to thwart off the Aston Martin as the inside of turn 7. But can't keep the position. And Billy goes through up to P5. And we'll try and minimise the damage of his 3-second penalty. Says looking very racy. You can't overtake. Oh, says. Simon says slow down, and when you're right up the rear end of a car going in a corner, you can't drive through a car. Dive bomb there from the McLaren as he saw an open door. The Williams has the inside of 14, can defend his corner by going slightly deep. Says brakes slightly later, but has got the corner and gets himself a track limits. I've told you several times, you go deep there, you got to watch that white line. And that's cost him some possessions then as well. But he's been driving really aggressive, especially after the restart. And it was bound to happen. Probably running P6. I don't think he'll be staying there by the end of the race. He's looking good at the moment for Giles then to get his first podium of the season, along with Matt Attack. Such a slog this race, especially on 100% race distance. And in real life, drivers sweat off so much weight. I think it's around 3 kilos in body weight. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys sweat off half that or so. White knuckles on the wheel. Have some aching wrists and elbows, I'm sure. Some sweaty gooches. Matt looking to try and close that gap. Pavanthian, next one looking to overtake the Williams. He tried to stop the charge of Says, but he's on so much older inters. Pavanthian jumping into the slipstream of the Williams, who's using a little bit of extra battery to try and break that gap. Pavanthian, I think, will try and nab him coming out of 17. He'll try the inside and final corner. He doesn't. He pulls out. Goes again. This is a great attack here from the Haas. Just compromise slightly from the dirty air. Good straight line speed from the Williams, and Pavanthian just has to wait once again. Putting pressure here on the Williams. The Haas. Let's just go slightly deep, trying to take a different line. A little bit of oversteer. But this will be a moment he needs to get a good exit out of turn 5. Ooh, has to slow down, let off the throttle slightly to avoid hitting the wall as we jump up and see Says on the inside, outside of turn 7. Has with the inside of turn 8, and that should be his position. Good overtake actually there from the McLaren as clattered by double Haas there. The Williams. Pavanthian's carved his way through, and next up is Oaklar. And good capitalisation of battles and errors. Both Hasses now 7th and 8th. Next up for Pavanthian is Billy. Pavanthian can gain the positions on penalties. He's still got 10 laps to try and get any further up. We saw on the first stint mid-20s lap tyre length and tyre life, and drivers found it very difficult. Of course, we are at a stage of the race where there's less fuel in the tyres. Are set on the inside of turn 18, and what an overtake that was. Great awareness from Shimmy. Probably didn't expect that move to happen. As the Aston Martin on the inside of turn 1. Again, Shimmy's left him plenty of room to go off track. I think it was forced off. Wasn't left enough room. And the Aston Martin's now gained a position P5, and Shimmy's lost out a couple of places in the face of a couple of corners. Has to keep one eye on Pavanthian behind him, but I don't think that was the cleanest of moves from the Aston Martin, as Pavanthian then down towards turn 7, getting very close. It looks like the Audi has it for now. Good defence again there for Shimmy. Brilliant drivers. Pavanthian pokes his nose in on the inside of 8. Again, great awareness from the Audi, but puts on a defence. One of my drivers of the day here, Shimmy. The defence that he's been put on is an absolute show, but there's nothing he could do there. Pavanthian with extra tyre life puts himself on the outside of turn 10. Chef kiss. Shimmy has to be careful with it far behind him. Both again on new tyres. Oaklar, after not the best start of the race, doing a great job at the moment. Got P6 last week. I'll be hoping for a similar finish this time round, as Says trying to minimise his penalty. All over the gearbox now with the Visa carb. Not quite able to make a move as yet, but we've seen him make some darish moves. No risk, no reward, as long as it's clean. That's a quick look on the inside of turn 5, but we'll need to change his method of attack. Quite as yet. He's thinking about it. We'll try and make a move on one of these slower corners. Not close enough quite yet. Oh, he loves a good shunt here, this McLaren. Needs to learn to use his brake pedal sometimes. Braking the slip here, the Visa carb. Defending the Singapore sling. Oh, just has to go offline, the McLaren, to once again avoid clashing the back of the car ahead. Is he going to try and do a lunge at 13? He is. Managed to get good rotation in his car, but not good enough traction for going through a slower line. He needs to be a bit more savvy on his overtakes. He's going to go for another lunge at 14. Naughty move. Naughty. He's never going to make that without clattering the car ahead. So he's going to try and go on the inside again. He's going to go the outside this time. Try a switch back. Now that was better. That was better. Pulled a fake. Giles got sold a dummy and gone offline now, and Billy Ho is going to capitalise on. Visa carb just struggling slightly now on his old tyres. 21 laps. Billy Ho, you can't use him as a barrier. struggling on his rear end. And Pavanthian may look, thank you very much, laps that one up to P5 now. Pavanthian still on for a chance for a podium here, as he looks to dispatch the Visa Carb. 7 laps to go. I think potentially the front two are out of reach. He'll definitely get himself to P3 here, the Haas. As we look behind him, the Haas now getting past Shimmy, who's again, like I said, put a brilliant defence. Managed to hold off the Haas for a couple of laps, but the tyres just will not hang on now. Anthony needs to get past the Visa card so he can start closing the gap on the McLaren and get within the penalty range. Giles driving with his elbows out. Needs to be a fast corner here for that. Keep it going. Oh, a little bit of oversteer and compromises. Speed through the final corner. Has a look on the outside of 3. Can he do a switchback? I think he might go on the inside of 5. He's done it a couple of times already. Has better traction, but V's car planted his car right in the middle of the track. And what that does is puts doubt in the mind of the car behind of where they're going to go. And they're still stuck behind. Shimmy and Gatorade side by side through 7. The Williams has the inside of 8, both on the same tyre strategy. The Williams coming a cropper at the moment. Shimmy now down to P9. It's unlikely now he's going to get back-to-back podiums. Still finishing with the points. .7 seconds behind P3 now. Pavanthian, he needs to get a move on if he wants that podium. Up 56 out of 62. And Brohas got 3 seconds on Matt Attack, who just cannot find an answer to the speed of the Ferrari. Brilliant, controlled, professional, seamless race from the would now be new championship leader Matt Attack. I think he'll happily settle for P2. He's had a very consistent race. Had a great battle in the first stint with Pavanthian. He's just now a lonely figure, but just can slot himself home on that podium position. What's happened to Pavanthian? He's got a damaged wing. What's happened to Pavanthian? No! And if he was trying to make a move on Giles and the door was closed, or is it self-inflicted? Well, that would potentially give the double podium to McLaren then. I was hoping that Pavanthian's wing isn't damaged that much. He'll potentially not lose out on position and jump on penalties. Real battles behind as everyone just cruises now to the finish line. We've got 5 laps to go. It's been an absolute slog of a race today. There were 1 or 2 drivers that will probably take a little nap after this. We'll be going about 3 hours. I'm quite surprised at myself. I didn't realise I could talk that much for that long. Give myself a round of applause. You know that game like Dick or Ball? Inside our turn 1. The Haas taking a quick look at the Aston Martin, but the door is shut. As I think that is Little Squig. Little Squig missing his braking point at 14. Thankfully there is a runoff area. I managed to keep on going. Right behind his teammate. His teammate's best letting him go. Team orders. You've got a penalty anyway. Just let him go so see what he can see if he can at least close the gap on Giles. Get past Billy Ho. Oak Flower is not helping his teammate at all. And Lil Squig has retired in the pits. Ah, mate. 4 laps to go. Waste of night, mate. Waste of the night. Why wait? Why pit 4 laps to go? Bro. Now 14 out of 20 left. It is 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Hello, Catamies. I'm surprised you know what time it is. You never sleep. I've been struggling slightly with this wing, but like I said, I love a good team orders. The Haas behind, he's got nothing to lose. He's best just, the Haas ahead, he's got nothing behind him. He's best just moving out of the way and letting Pavantium try and charge on that P4 position. And he's just holding him up here. Giles is really struggling. And it seems like Pavantium is slightly struggling as well as he loses his back end. Whoa! That could have been an absolute disaster. But it was a disaster stroke. Kept it out the wall. Only 4 laps to go, including this on Brohas. 4-second advantage over Matt Attack in P2. Just over 2 seconds behind is his teammate Says, who does have a track limits penalty. There's a big enough gap to afford them both on the podium today. Giles running 25 laps as well on his tyres, trying to swat off the charge behind him. Oak Flower all over the back of Billy Ho. Have a quick nosy on the inside. It isn't alongside enough to make that move. He's not doing a Says dive bomb. Has a good line now going round 15. They're side by side approaching the right-hander of 16. The inside is owned by the Aston Martin. Oh, didn't leave enough room there for the Haas. That was sus. The Haas is at the inside of the final couple of corners. This is brave. The Aston Martin goes slightly off track again and has to give up the position. Otherwise he would have been facing the other way. And Oak Flower now up to P5. Can he try and get past Giles with his 7-lap fresher tyres? Billy Ho's not giving it up though. Further down, Shimmy and Kool-Aid Man. Gatorade. Squabbling again here for position for P8. Points means prizes, and it's not over till the fat lady sings. Both with the same tyre strategy, hitting the 30 mark. They must be screaming. Slight tap of the wall from the Audi. And another one. One more for luck, go on. Yeah, probably lose a tyre. Don't do it. Don't do it. Says has caught up to his teammate. There's no point in trying to overtake him with 2 laps to go. Why try and compromise both your laps? You might as well just follow each other around now. Don't be silly, Says. But from what we've seen already this race, you're an absolute maniac. As the inside Aston Martin, just slight contact there, the Haas has to slot back behind Oakflaw, but the Aston Martin has the outside line and goes back up to P5. And Shimmy picks up himself a track limits, which would mean that he has to settle now for that P8. Keep an eye on Says right in the rear gearbox of his teammate. Will he do something stupid? Academy saying the commitment is admirable to be doing a wet Singapore commentary at 3 o'clock on a Monday, Tuesday. I've got a day off tomorrow, mate. I'm not doing anything else tonight apart from probably wanking, so might as well do something charitable. Charitable is the wrong word. I might as well do something that helps other people. I mean, Says close to his teammate again. I don't trust this guy on not making a move. He's got my nerves on the... Oh, and clown move. Clown move. Just sit back and let him go, you silly man. What are you doing? You shouldn't be racing your teammate. We do love wanking Catanese, especially together. Rojas comes round and starts the final lap of the race. Had a brilliant race today. Most improved driver, and he's put a display on to credit that award. Shimmy on the inside of 14, he's got himself back ahead of Kool-Aid Man Gatorade. But you'll be surprised if he can break that 3-second gap on the Williams. But he's going to try. Another penalty there for Pavanthium. Now that's going to cost him positions. He's been struggling with that damaged wing for a few laps. Oh, don't do it, Says. Just bugger off, man. I hope your teammate gives you some words after this. I know your teammate's on all the tyres, but you're not going to pass him. There we go. Just cruise, man. Ooh, clip of the curb on the inside of Singapore Sling from Matt. He probably compromised himself, not just by his teammate. Everyone else just tailed out now. I think Kool-Aid Man will just follow the Audi round and jump him on penalties. We'll jump back on here with your race leader as he approaches the final couple of corners. Round 16, round 17, passing the Singapore Flyer round the final couple of corners to finish a cracking wet race here in Singapore. The Marina Bay win goes to Brohas. I think one of the Hasses has come off. It looks like it's Pavanthium. Mass Attack comes home P2 after a challenge from his teammate who's smacking him up the arse. Says comes home after a brilliant recovery drive, takes that final podium position, but I'm sure he'll get verbal slapping from his teammate. Giles, 29 old laps, tyres P4, Billy Ho P5, Oakcar P6, double P6 finish for the Haas. Pavanthium P7, what could have been for him. Kool-Aid Man Gatorade P8 overtakes Shimmy on penalties. Mandela crosses the line P10. He's crossed the line many a time before. Flo, your granny's gone, but you'll finish home P11, just out the points. Unfortunately there for the Aston Martin, but brilliant drive. And we'll move him up the table in the order. CT Boy will come home P12, and Flop Lag will be your final finisher. And again, we'll move him up the order for finishing. So credit to all drivers that have finished this absolute slog of a race here in Singapore wet. Like Katami said, admirable to any driver, and it has been about 3 hours. from the start of qualifying. And the final one to cross the line is your Mercedes of the City Boy. I'm going to need a quick slurp. I'm going to have no voice tomorrow. Hi-ho. There's your Ferrari on the top step. Bro Haas. He's everyone's bro today. Thai driver picks up the trophy, shakes that sweaty hand that's full of jizz, and raises it in the air, surrounded by his McLaren colleagues. Fastest lap as well goes to the Ferrari. Driver of the day given to Oak Floor, and the most overtakes cleanest driver given to Hood Kudlerman. What? Is this F125? Can't be because we've got Cadillac. Idiot. Yeah, there's one or two dodgy moves, but it is what it is. Bro Haas, fastest lap 43.7 and the win. Congratulations from him from the front row. Matt Attacken says Dummer McLaren finished on the podium. Giles just behind them with Billy Ho, P5. Oak Far from P20. Cracking race, P6. Fanthian P7. Double Haas point finish. Kool-Aid Man, Shimmy and Mandela round off the top 10. Flo, City Boy and Fliplag, the only other finishers. Everyone else all DNFing or retiring in the pits. It's been a cracking race, an absolute pleasure to catch this action. Big up to everybody that stayed with us watching. Great race, everybody, from Jazzman. And I really appreciate. I appreciate. Thank you very much for allowing me to do so. I do love doing what I do. Not 100% confirmed, but it is definitely an option if you want to see more of these boys in the North American Virtual Formula League. We'll be back again at 12 a.m. next Monday night, and they'll be in Shanghai. That's going to be a very difficult race for some, especially on some of those tight corners like turn 16. But if you want to see more of Lights Out League Racing, we will be back on this Wednesday, 7:30 UK for Div 1, 9 p.m. UK for Div 2, and we'll be in Suzuka with this normal standard short qualifying 50% race format. Thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you everyone for joining us. And interesting to host another league. Thank you for joining us. My name's Alex. Peace out.